All right, we are live. Hello, everybody. Welcome into Sprints. I'm here with Jamie Gordy. Yay! I'm super excited to be here. I did send the link to all of the ladies in the Ariadne group, but alas, Jamie is the only one who wanted to hang out with me tonight. So I'm just kidding. No guilt tripping. No hard feelings.
Just kidding.
We're just kidding. But let us know if you're here and let us know what you're reading, or what you're going to be doing if you're not reading. I still have not finished going through all my piles here, so but I'm going to read my 2 chapters for Ariadne first, I think, and then I might do some more organizing here, but we will see how the night progresses. Yeah. What are you reading tonight, Jamie?
I'm reading The Count of Monte Cristo. I've got a couple chapters. Ooh. I'm trying to get through like the first 20 chapters of that. So I'm what chapter am I on? Chapter 12. So where I'm at.
Got it.
Chapter 8, sorry.
Where am
Roman numerals. Trying to remember my Roman numerals. And,
I am on page 774, which I don't know what chapter. It's 1XX11.
Same. You don't know your Roman numerals either, do you?
I know.
That's
crazy.
Well,
yeah, it's this chapter. Can you see it? Probably not.
Oh, well, yeah. Way further than me.
Well, I've also been reading it for a year, woman.
Yes. I may still be reading mine like 2 years from now.
It's so chunky.
It is. It is a chunky book, and it is dense. Like the writing is dense.
Well, it's because it's translated.
Yes.
It's French translated to English.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've tried to read it before, and I gave up on it. And I even got rid of my book. And I don't know that I even got past the first chapter the last time. I don't.
Yeah. It's tough, but it's good. It is very good. And it's okay to take your time with those kinds of books.
Yeah.
I always give myself a little grace when I'm reading the classics that have a little more girth to them. So
I did think of you today, though.
Aw.
So we had our parish was having their quiz bowls today, and our team from our school was playing, and so we were watching. They were live streaming it, and our team had a question, and they got it wrong. And I was like, "Ooh, guess what? Miss Gordy's going to be talking about tomorrow." As they got it wrong, but it was the first line of they had to guess what novel it came from, and it was when my brother Jim was 13 years old. He broke his arm, and I was like,
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Come on.
I love that book so much. It's so good. It's so good. Cece says Sprints.
Hello, Cece.
Hi, Cece. I'm super excited to be sprinting with Jamie Gordy tonight, y'all. Mike is here.
Hey,
buddy.
Micah.
I was just saying, I don't know if you'll be in the comments 2 nights in a row, but it's nice to see you.
We were just talking about you.
Yes. Hopefully Ben shows up. You guys need to meet. 2 dudes.
Hello.
In the environment. Hi, Allie. Yes, Allie, I have been reading this since March of last year, of 2024. I'm probably going to be reading it till Kingdom Come, y'all.
I just started 4 or 5 days ago.
What page are you on, Jamie?
What page? Let's see. 61.
61. Okay, so yeah, I'm a ways ahead of you.
Yeah. Well,
But you're
I am on the I'm trying to get the first 20 chapters read because I'm on the ARC team for Erin Phillips to read her Betrayal of Eden, which is
oh,
based on
mhm.
it's like a retelling of the Count of Monte Cristo.
Okay.
And I think
I'm excited about that actually.
I know it's a gender bent, so and
Oh.
I think she said before to read it, I think it was based on the first book's based on the first 20 chapters, I think she said. So I was trying to get through the first 20 chapters.
Interesting. So, I love the story, his storytelling ability. Like, it's just,
It's very good. It is.
I don't know how he does it. It's just so, it's so good. Yes, it's the older English on top of being translated, but it's just
Dong Lei or Dong Lars, however you say his name. I really want to murder him.
Oh my gosh, he's awful. I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate him so much. Danglars, and wait until you meet the other two that contribute to
Ferdinand. Yeah, I've met him too.
Dante's incarceration. Dante is one of the greatest male protagonists ever. Can I just say?
Like I said, I love the movie. Of course, I know it's very different, but
he ranks way up there for me with Atticus Finch. Like, he is such a good character. I just yes, it's so good. Yes. Okay, Morgan is here.
Morgan,
hi. This girl who reads like 40 chapters in 20 minutes.
Yeah, she does.
She's crazy.
She would have the she could have started the count last week and had it done by now.
I know, seriously. Oh, thank you, Morgan. That's so sweet of you to say. War and Peace right now. I read Anna Karenina.
I plan on trying to read that this year because you kind of dared me to, but I haven't started it yet.
It's one of my top 5 classics right now. The Count of Monte Cristo is probably going to bump it, but it is number 5. So right now for me, it's To Kill a Mockingbird, Little Women, Emma, A Tale of Two Cities, and Anna Karenina. But I think that Count of Monte Cristo is going to be bumping. It might even be bumping A Tale of Two Cities, too.
I've never read A Tale of Two Cities. In fact, the only Charles Dickens I've read is A Christmas Carol, which I've read so many times because I used to teach A Christmas Carol.
It's so good.
When I was a 7th grade teacher.
But yeah, I'm going to be reading Great Expectations later this year, so excited. But yeah,
have you ever read Bleak House? I want to read Bleak House.
Is that Dickens?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I want to. If it's Dickens, I want to read him.
Yeah.
Read it. I also haven't read Frankenstein, which I've heard is.
I started trying to read it last year and kind of gave up.
And Dracula. And
classics I have to be kind of in the headspace for.
Yes.
I'm just not always in a classics kind of frame of mind.
Yeah, it's especially when it's a harder classic, you know?
And it could be that I teach English, so I read some classics, like all the time, you know.
Well, you have to teach them, don't you? Some of them?
Like I teach The Great Gatsby, and I teach
that book.
I know I do too. That's probably the favorite one I teach, or one of the favorite ones I teach. I'd rather teach To Kill a Mockingbird. It just would be longer. I teach A Lesson Before Dying, which similar themes.
Who's the author on that one?
Ernest J. Gaines.
Is that a classic?
If it's not, it will be soon because it's to the point of, it's a pretty old book. He's the same guy that wrote the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. I don't know if
Okay,
you
what's the name of the book?
A Lesson Before Dying.
A Lesson Before Dying.
Yeah. And the Joy Luck Club, that's my freshman book. 2 freshman books I get through.
Gotcha.
And I teach the Life of Pi, which, I hate that book.
I've heard mixed reviews about that one. So.
And Hamilton, which is what we're doing right now as 10th grade.
Oh, geez. I've heard mixed things about that too. It's
Actually, don't mind. That one's
very good
fun.
music.
You know, it's kind of fun to do.
The musical, I've heard it. The music is really good, but
yeah.
I don't know. Hi, Jamie.
Hello, Jamie.
Or Jay. She wants us to call her Jay when you're in the house, Jamie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we decipher the two. Yeah. Getting back to Prejudice, editing a video. Hi, Kaytree. What's up, girl? And like I said, I have to get back to A Tale of Two Cities. Him and Cece's tried to start buddy reading that, and then Cece DNF'd it. Cece couldn't get into it, so. But
here's what I know about Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. That's my limit of knowledge on A Tale of Two Cities.
I loved that book. I'm going to have to reread it. Micah, did you say what you're going to be reading tonight?
Jay, you need to at least read A Christmas Carol. It's such a quick, easy read, and it is such a great story.
It's so beautiful. And
there's a lot of Christian themes.
I'm not mad at you so long as you atone that soon. In the future. If you have intentions to read him, I have no ill will towards you. Going to be reading Ariadne tonight, but y'all are making me want to read all the classics now.
Girl, but Ariadne is going to be a classic. I have all the faith.
Going to be. It's so good. Are you just starting it, Allie, or where are you at? How far are you? I'm curious. I need to know. Cece, the speed reader, read it, has already finished it. You get bored with Frankenstein and Dracula? Don't tell Cheryl, Jamie. Those are like 2 of her favorite books, I think. And Jamie's never had the motivation to pick up The Life of Pi. Okay, that's fair.
It's okay. You ain't you're not missing anything. Lots of living in a lifeboat. Just put it that way.
Oh no. Sounds awful. Well, should we do our first sprint?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Are you okay with 20-minute, 30-minute, 45-minute? What you feel like?
Whichever works best for you, I'm good.
I was thinking maybe we try to do a little bit longer sprints tonight, just so that we can maybe be a little more productive. Or
sounds good to me.
Get more reading done, if you will. Like I said, I still have to go through all these piles on top of finishing my 2 chapters for Ariadne.
Sounds good to me.
Because I haven't eaten supper yet, so.
Sounds perfect.
So should we do 30 minutes to start, and then if we feel we need longer, we can maybe do like a 40-minute sprint next time.
Yep, we can do that.
Right. I've just been watching some sprints, and they're like sprinting longer, like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's crazy. But I get so much done.
Yeah, I saw. I watched some of T's and Christie's the other night, and I was like, wow, they are very, like you said yesterday, they're very productive.
Yeah. Very productive. Okay. Found this ambiance because it's beautiful. I mean, I'm trying to get in a spring mood, but this is so pretty. I just had to. I had to. It's so beautiful. So,
sounds good to me.
See you in 30 minutes. Bye.
With Ashley's next-gen Nuvella Performance fabric, you can relax. These pieces are easy to clean, and some styles feature machine washable covers. Discover next-gen Nuvella at Ashley.
Iconic.
Man, that sandwich looks lonely, and that's sad. So the
All right, everybody. That was 30 minutes. I was used to say 20. That was 30 minutes. How did you do?
Well, I read a few pages.
I have 4 pages left of chapter 40.
Well, that's not bad.
So I finished chapter 39 and I'm almost done with 40. But I did go downstairs and fill my water bottle. And
That's good.
Steve is making my mac and cheese, so I'm excited. Oh, you're muted, hun.
Oh, sorry. I said
okay.
your go-to meal.
Well, it's a dairy-free mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Kraft actually has a dairy-free.
That's
mac
awesome.
And cheese, so, yeah.
I set my phone somewhere. It's right here around me somewhere, and I have lost it. Isn't that
That's
sad?
literally the story of my life.
Oh, well. I'll find it in a minute. My best friends were texting me. We just found out that our pastor that we grew up under is not doing well.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You know, he's only like 92 or 3 or 4, you know. So.
Oh. Lived a good life.
Lived a great life, you know. So, but still, it's very
It's
sad.
hard.
Yeah.
So you got a few more pages of Monte Cristo read?
Yes, I did.
Cool.
In the middle of the trial.
Okay. Oh, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
Allie says, sorry, I stepped away for a sec. I started Ariadne yesterday, only on chapter 3.
Oh.
It's so good, though. What do you think of the writing, Allie? Isn't it so just darling? Like, I feel like that's literally the best adjective to describe her writing. It's so precious and cute. I love it. Hi, T. Welcome in, girl. Jamie Jo Wright. I still have to check her out.
I've only read one by her. I've read the theater one. I can't.
The Boys of Barlow Theater.
Yeah, I read that one.
I haven't read any, so she's an author that's on my list of authors.
I want to read The Spectres in the Glass House. That's the next one I'm gonna check out.
Gotcha. I think I have Gossamer Pond downloaded on my Kindle Unlimited. So everyone's saying hi to T. Just got home from work. Hi, Christina. Your ad isn't working. Oh no, T. That's too bad. It's too bad. Hi, Steve. Hope you're having a blessed day too, hun. A few pages into chapter 39. Oh my gosh.
Jamie.
Stuff is happening, Jamie. Stuff is happening.
It's happening.
Some stuff's going.
Allie, close your ears. We don't want to spoil for Allie. La, la, la.
Stuff's going down. Yeah. Krista's here. Hello. She says, just hopping on, switched my laundry and had dinner, getting stuff done tonight. So I'm ready.
I've been working on my TBR for next month.
Middle grade March. I'm so excited. It was the very first readathon I participated in after I joined Christian BookTube. So I'm very excited. Yay. Read 2 pages. Well, it's still progress, girl. 2 pages is still 2 pages. So all I gotta say. Micah says, I took a look at a recliner in my room that has a sagging leg rest, hoping it was just a loose screw. but the metal arm underneath is snapped in half. Not much I can do with that. Oh
Boy, Micah's in handyman mode this week.
no! He is. There's something going on with something in the something electrical in his mom's bathroom, I think, or in the bathroom. So he's trying to figure that out, and then he wants to switch out a sconce in his bedroom.
Mhm.
I know nothing about any of that. Everything is on YouTube though, so I feel like you could watch
I
a
agree.
tutorial and probably do it. That's how Steve learned to or Steve switched out our dishwasher. Titus, you wanna come
Oh,
say
yeah.
hi?
That's how I learn to do things all the
Say
time.
hello. Say hi.
Hey, Puppy.
This is Titus. Everybody say hello, Titus.
Hello,
Titus, do you wanna join Spritz?
Titus.
You want to join Spritz? Do you want to join the Spritz?
He's like,
You want
no.
to join the Spritz?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's like, I
Good boy.
just want attention. Oh, keep petting.
Oh, does you have a paw? Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you just want pets. He's so needy.
My husband just sent me a video on my phone of my little dog going to greet the UPS guy. He
Aw.
has to go greet the UPS guy when he drops something off every time.
Nice.
Favorite thing to do.
Yes.
Mhm.
Meet the UPS. Titus would greet him, but very loudly.
Tiny, I think they give him a treat when we're not here. So
Okay.
He'll get in the truck with them if they're not careful.
That's cute. I love that. Yeah, anyone can be a handyman with YouTube these days.
Yeah, very true.
Cece is saying hi to Titus. Christina says hi to Titus. Didn't get much done that sprint, but I did realize that Ariadne is on one of my TBRs from last year, so that means I got a blackout for February. Yay! Way to go, Cece.
Mine too. It was on mine from last year too.
That's what the prompt I used it for too. I actually used it for several prompts for February because I'm going to be using it for, let me see. Where's the bingo board? You bring out the bingo board. I actually am using it for, where is the original bingo board? I used it for Hidden Identity, a new to you author, because I hadn't read Christy before.
Well,
Has a journey. Has an animal. So that gave me a bingo going across the top. So a quest, magical creatures, and hidden identity. That gave me 3.
since I still haven't
mentally-
found my phone, I don't know. I can't look at my bingo board at the moment.
Slay the Dragon, meant to read last year. A booktuber rec, because Reese recommends it. Something beautiful. Christy is beautiful, so that's what I'm counting it as.
Well, the book
then-
is beautiful too.
Huh?
And the book is beautiful.
It's beautiful, and the cover is beautiful. The writing's beautiful. Yeah. And then I used My Phony Valentine for Faithful Companion, which is my favorite genre, and Prince More Than One Perspective. So the only one I have left is, oh wait, no, because I finished The Wicked Prince too. So that's for the middle score. So I got a blackout.
Yay. I'm going to have a blackout too. Like I said, I can't look at it right this minute. I finished a little rom-com version. I don't know if y'all have read it. I think probably one of y'all or two, both of y'all have. It's Cinder Luna. Which is
Yes.
a rom-com version. It was really cute.
I've got that in my I've got it queued up in my on my KU as well.
It was,
so,
like,
yeah,
it was quick and easy.
Once I finish Ariadne, I will have a blackout.
Yeah.
So I've only read 2 books so far this month, Jamie.
Goodness.
That's just really not good for me.
Hey, you're reading. That's what
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And
matters.
after I finish Ariadne, that'll be 3. And I'm 90% sure I'm gonna get Hunted finished because I'm buddy reading that with Christy.
Sometimes I feel guilty saying how many I read, but like I said, most of mine are audio that I read by listening to on my way back and forth to work. So
Yeah, like don't feel guilty for how many you read. We all read at different paces, and you're a fast reader. There's nothing wrong with that. I just have been very distracted with other stuff this month, so I haven't been reading as much as I normally do. Again, Project Lacrosse, trying to get a house ready to list, and there are other things that are taking precedence, unfortunately, over reading.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I had a ton on my TBR, and I haven't read nearly all that was on my TBR. I did finish a couple of days ago, or yesterday morning, as a matter of fact, Of Love and Treason. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I want to read that so bad.
Oh my goodness.
Is that the one where she's blind?
Yes, it's about St. Valentine. Oh my goodness,
it looks
so good.
So good.
It is so good. It is so good. I didn't know what to expect, not being Catholic, not being, being what would be considered a Catholic saint or whatever, but oh my goodness, it was so good.
I've heard a lot of really good things about that book. So.
Yeah.
She's got a good name too, the author, Jamie Ogle.
Yep.
Jamie. That's a good name.
That's right. And it's spelled right too,
Right.
Unlike Jamie Jo Wright, who spells hers, with the I before the
Jaime,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the wrong way, apparently. As someone who works at an RV dealership and sees people's DIY on campers, there are some people who will never be mechanically inclined.
That would be me.
Oh, Jay, I love you, girl. Celestia says, yay, I filled most of my prompts with A Mermaid's Tale.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I want to read that book so bad.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah. Hunted is have you read Hunted yet, Jamie? By Megan Spooner?
I haven't. I've heard of it. And I think it's on my TBR, like maybe even on my Kindle, but I've not read it.
Oh my gosh.
Celestia, you would enjoy Cinder Luna. In fact, I've already put the second book on my Kindle to start. The audio isn't out till next month for the second book, but
that's the first.
Yes.
That's Hunted, everybody. The writing is so good.
Yeah.
I haven't had the best luck with fairy tale retellings thus far, but this one is impressing me.
I want to make sure I get a Deborah Grace White book done before next month, because I've read all that I can read of for the moment of her sister, Melanie Sellier. So I want to read it to say I have read one. I want to read.
You've read all of Melanie Sellier?
All of her fairy tale retellings, except
I was going to say, holy cow, she's very prolific. So that is impressive if you read
I went down a major rabbit hole last year. But I've read 4 this month from her. Well, no, 3. Yes, 3. I read The Legacy of Roses and the 2, To Steal the Wind, or To Steal the Sun, and To Ride the Wind.
That duology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
nice.
They're quick though. They go quick. Cinder Luna's good, Celestia, and you would like it.
I have that on my KU. I was doing other things at Sprint. I will be reading or editing for the rest of them though. Nice.
Feel you.
Jamie says I've had my name misspelled so many times. One time someone spelled it.
Until I moved up north, I had never seen it spelled. I think it was when I moved up north when somebody first started trying to spell my name with the I before the M. Till then, I had never seen it spelled that way. Now people try to spell it that way all the time.
That looks like Jamie to me, Jamie, not Jamie. Look at how they spelled her name. Jammey.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Oh my goodness. That made Cece laugh.
I've seen all kinds of ways.
That's so funny. So funny. So I was going to ask a question and I totally forgot what it was. Like I thought of it during the sprint and then it went away from me. Cinderluna looks a bit like a Cinderella story. It is. It's a retelling, but it's a modern, like
It's a
contemporary
modern retelling,
right?
yeah, like a rom-com retelling, but a clean rom-com retelling. Yeah.
Okay. So if you had like your top 5 classics that you want to read before you kick the can, what would they be?
Top 5 classics I want to read. Well, I definitely want to read, and I definitely want to finish Count of Monte Cristo. I want to read, what was the one that we said earlier? My brain just went blank.
Bleak House?
Well, yes, I do want to read Bleak House.
Was it another Dickens?
No, the Russian one. My brain just went blank.
Oh, Anna Karenina.
Anna Karenina, yeah. My brain, I just totally had a blackout for a minute. Those are the 3 big ones, probably, like big, thick books.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still haven't read Emma. I got to read Emma. That's my next Jane to read.
It's my favorite Jane Austen.
So probably this year I'll read Emma. And if I did, I might have read Emma. I just don't remember it if I have.
Yeah.
And so that's 4. Let me think.
I'm trying to sit here and think too. I'm like looking at my shelf. For sure, Great Expectations. I want to finish The Count of Monte Cristo. Well, Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. Is that how you say his name?
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky.
Yeah, I
really want to read that one. Bleak House does sound good to me too. Now that you mentioned it, there's so many though. Because like
I want to read like I don't know if there's anything specific. Oh, I know. Middlemarch was one I wanted to read. I've seen talked about quite a bit lately that I want to read. It'll be another one I have to take really slow.
Oh, Les Mis is another one.
Oh, look, I had that in my library at the junior high. That thing was like that thick. I don't even know why we had it. I was like, no, ma'am. Because ain't no junior high kid gonna read that book.
I'm so bad. I'm doing so terribly with Anne's like read the classics challenge for the year. I'm doing so bad.
I've actually read a few. Well, a couple anyway. I'm gonna reread Secret Garden next month for the middle grade March, and I'm gonna read that other one. I'm gonna read the 2, and then I'm gonna read. I mean, those all count as classics. So
yeah. I've only read Emma and Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, so I would like to read her other 5 big ones. I definitely want to finish the Anne series because I've only read the first one. I'm partially through the second one. I want to read Little House. Would you consider those classics?
Little House? Oh, absolutely.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. And I just finished reading Farmer Boy.
Have you read Moby Dick?
I did read Moby Dick.
It's so good.
I hated Moby Dick. But I was in college too when I read that, like, so I was very busy and I was very like busy, So I had to read that for a college class. So
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, Moby Dick it's terrible. It's beautifully written, but it is terrible. It's a terrible story.
It is a terrible story. Talking about another one where you're out in the middle of the water for days and days. Yes, that's another one.
I like there's a part of me that's like I want to read it again just so I can say I've read it twice.
And I had to read Paradise Lost, because my my second college degree, my teaching degree was secondary education.
Okay.
English.
Yep.
With an emphasis in English and a secondary emphasis in history. So most of my classes, because of the way secondary education goes, you have so much of your classes or content. Where in elementary education, a lot of your classes are how to teach. Where in high school, it's more like you learn the content. So you spend like Shakespeare classes, and so I had, all those kind of classes. Like, so yeah. I guess we had I don't remember now what the class we had to read Moby Dick was for, but
I had to retake Shakespeare because I failed it.
Oh, geez. Well, I think I had two different Shakespeare classes, but one of the ones I had was Shakespeare's tragedies. And we literally spent 3/4 of a semester on Hamlet and 1/4 of the semester on the rest of them. So we crammed 4 or 5 plays into 1/4 of a semester and Hamlet on the rest. But I know Hamlet now, and I teach Hamlet now. The years I teach 12th grade now, I didn't have a 12th grade class this year, but
Hamlet.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Reese.
Hey, Reese.
How are you still awake, girl?
Right? Because it's 8:00.
A hard question, Lucy. Yes. That's why I asked it.
Mm-hmm.
Out of Monte Cristo.
Yeah.
No classics for me. I can watch them, but reading them isn't for me. That's fair, T. It's not for everyone.
Well, T, you could at least, I would say if you can't read adult classics, read some of the kids' classics. My brain, I'm telling you, my brain keeps, but like Anne of Green Gables, Little House books, Little Women, Chronicles of Narnia,
Yeah. Anna Karenina, Annie Jane Austen, Anne of Green Gables, and Les Mis. Ooh, another Les Mis.
Y'all are bright. I don't think I can. I don't think I can do the Les Mis.
I have a copy, y'all. And I'm very scared of how... Look, okay, so here's my copy. Look how chunky that is.
See, that one doesn't look as thick as that one we had.
But look at this font, y'all.
I remember it was tiny, tiny.
It's like minuscule.
Now, a classic I have read.
3+ cheaters.
A couple of classics I have read that are very large, and this is one not everybody is like familiar with, but it's really good. Is Atlas Shrugged? And by Ayn Rand.
Okay.
Which she's very her political philosophies are really radical because she came out of Russia, but she you read Atlas Shrugged, though you're reading it, you're going, ooh, I see that happening. I see it happening. Yes, yep, I see this. So
I've heard controversial things about it.
It is, but it is. I don't know that I would read it now because there are some things in it that I would probably find that would go against my convictions now. But
yep.
As far as the actual storyline it was great.
Yeah. Reese is going to be attempting one classic a month. That's ambitious, girl.
Yeah, North and South is one I would like to.
Ooh.
I would like to
I'll
kind
have
of.
to check that one out. Don't know if I can pick 5. Middlemarch, Three Musketeers, The Brothers, Karamazov, Heidi, North and South.
Phantom of the Opera sounds intriguing to me as well.
Oh, yeah. I also love The Importance of Being Earnest. That is a funny one.
Yeah, I haven't read that one.
Moby Dick is the worst. You're right.
I agree.
It's beautiful writing, though. Continue to read The Maze Runner, The Death Cure, The Chronicles of Narnia, Portia and His Boy, and I'm still in Fablehaven, Rise of the Evening Star. Les Mis is long but worth it. Hi, Krista, by the way. Did I say I think I said hi to you. I have squirrel brain tonight.
Persuasion. See,
Favorites.
I didn't. I think I need to reread it because I read it just last month in January, and I just couldn't get into it. But I think maybe, I mean, I read it and I read it all the way through, but I think I need to read it a second time, like almost right away, so that I can like. And I want to listen to that dude on YouTube, the Cultured Bumpkin, and listen to his version of it and see if it'll help me, because I feel like his Mr. Southern accent would help me understand it.
I love that. Too much random whaling knowledge.
I've read A Brave New World. I've read A Christmas Carol. I've read Fahrenheit 451. I do too.
I do too.
Some of them,
I've
anyway.
read it anyway. That's the same edition I read the first time, Lucy. I love it so much. Oh my gosh, the font though, Krista. It's
Yes.
like
When you're over
so
40,
small.
the font is not
I
good.
need a bigger copy. If it's bigger and thicker, that's fine, as long as the writing is bigger so I can see it. I'm not sitting here going, what is that word?
Over 40 problems. Mhm.
Joshua says, my wife, hi Josh, by the way.
Hi,
My wife
Josh.
told me to go wash the car with the kids. I said, don't you think a sponge and soap would work better? Oh, Josh in the house.
Who's got jokes?
Oh my gosh. Did you see the video, Ian Gooble's video on Atlas Shrugged?
I did not. I don't
didn't
know
either.
him.
I don't either.
It was a lot. It's been like probably 5 years since I read Atlas Shrugged. I was not going to church like I am now when I read it. So I definitely wasn't. Now my convictions, I've gotten back where I am now. So I probably would not read it because it would go against my convictions now. But
Yeah.
But take away all the negative content in it. It is really a good story. If you could just get rid of the unnecessary parts of it.
The political bullcrap.
Well, no, the political part doesn't bother. In fact, to me, that is one of the best parts of the story. It's the sleeping around and the that kind of part. It's not necessary.
She says, I think Little Women is the only one I've enjoyed, and Anne, of course. Okay, I didn't realize those were classics. Of course they're classics, girl.
They're just children's classics, but yeah.
Yeah. North and South. Cheryl's here.
Yes. Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. All right. I'll have to add North and South to my list.
I want to try it, Katrie.
Yeah, I love the music for that musical.
It is. I do too. Oh, and I read Princess Bride just last month. Thanks to Katie, I figured I'd go ahead and pick that one up and try that one. I guess that's considered a classic these days.
The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yeah. Katrie still hasn't watched it. Has a Broadway recording. Needs to watch it. Shame on her.
I think I wrote the old version and the new version, huh?
I've heard mixed things about the Anne Hathaway version.
Yeah.
The Three Musketeers. Oh, the Disney version.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that Ian?
Oh yeah. I'm assuming she's talking about the guy that she
Ian
said had the
Googles.
video on
Okay.
Atlas Shrugged.
If you want just the main story of Les Mis, try the abridged version. There's a gorgeous edition called An Engaging Visual Journey that has drawings and paintings in it. It is stunning.
Oh, sounds cool.
I'm an English major, so I want to read the whole book. I want the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like to dissect it, take it apart, analyze.
I'm kind of that way too, but yet I get that. On those big books, those sure do sound appealing.
I honor that, Cece. I honor that.
I've never watched it. I've never even watched North and South.
I haven't either.
Heard that it's really good, but I've never watched it.
The Les Mis movie, but I know I've heard some don't. Yeah. Cheryl, what 5 classics do you want to read before you kick the can? Okay. I'll have to check that out.
No, you're right. I would take a picture of the screen so I could remember that if I could find my phone.
I don't remember like 90% of the books that people are like, you should read this. You should check this person out, because I don't write it down. And then I forget. And I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to do that. And yeah, I have terrible memory.
It's amazing that my phone can disappear that thoroughly in just a minute.
It's huge. Look how big my phone is. How do you lose it?
I do not know.
I lose mine all the time.
I
and I'm
literally
like,
just used it too. That's the sad
it's
part.
as big as my face almost.
Who knows?
So the question, Joshua, is 5 classics that you would like to read before you die.
Love you, boo.
And Josh, I don't know, you might have missed him, but Micah was here.
Where's Ben?
And where is Ben? Seriously. I messaged him on Instagram. I was like, dude, sprints. And he... and Christy is got a lot to do around the house, but she can join in the conversation later, she says.
And I'm sorry if y'all hear my husband singing.
Is he in the
He's getting there. Yes, he's not getting there. He is so funny. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Katrie says, Micah, come back. Josh says, Micah was here. He says, and I see in the chat, Steve was here. 3 Musketeers.
All for one, one for all.
Is that what that's from? I'm yelling at Micah right now. He might be eating too.
Yeah.
I usually eat at like 5. Tally ho. Yes. Oh my goodness. Josh saying hi to Steve. We just need Micah and Ben, and then the dudes will all be together. The 4 Musketeers.
D'Artagnan.
All right. Should we sprint?
Sounds good. That way I can find my phone.
Do you want to do 40? Can we try 45?
Sure. Let's
A 45-minute sprint. I'm just really curious to see if I'm going to like it or if I'm going to hate it.
Let's try.
So it's 20 now, so...
And
05. It would be to 05.
That's right.
Okay. Perfect. So we're gonna do a 45-minute sprint, y'all. So we're gonna sprint until 05. And because I think my supper is ready too. So I have to eat and oh, by the way, Micah says, sorry, I am being called to supper. I shall return. Okay. Cool.
Yummy, have good supper.
Yes, my supper is probably ready as well. So 45 minutes. Here is the ambiance. God bless you. I love you. Bye.
After you work out, you can feel worn out. Reach for Core Power and rise to a whole new level of recovery.
Besties. It was 45 minutes. What did
Yeah.
everybody do? Was it productive?
I did. I got my 2 chapters read and count.
Yay.
Yay.
Yay. I ate my supper. Steve and I talked for a little bit. And I did finish Ariadne, like the last 4 pages in Ariadne. And then I read 12 pages in Hunted. Hunted is really good. I will say the chapters are long.
Are they?
Because I'm only in the middle of chapter 2 and I'm already on page 52.
I checked my email. I did that. And then I read a few pages in this, which is a spin-off of The Farmer Boy. It's like
Laura Ingalls.
Yeah, well, it's not by Laura Ingalls, but it's, it's about Almanzo.
Oh.
It's, it supposedly continues his story after Farmer Boy.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. How did everyone else do? Let's get caught up on some comments. Cheryl says, oh boy, Anna Karenina, the brothers Karamazov. Is that how you say it?
Yep. Karamazov.
Picture Dorian Gray. Steve said, yes. Sprint away. All right. So how did everyone else feel about the 45s? Let me know what your thoughts are. So I want to make sure everyone's having fun. Everyone's enjoying it too. I got a lot done. So
I'm good.
like I said, sorry I'm being called to supper. I shall return. Very well, brother. We await your return. And to answer your question, I'd say Count of Monte Cristo, The Art of War. Ooh, The Art of War. I forgot about that one. Tale of Two Cities, Crime and Punishment, and then probably The Divine Comedy. Count of Monte Cristo is so good, and A Tale of Two Cities is one of my top 5. Joshua, so good. But then there's also Homer's Iliad and the Odyssey. I've read both of those. They're amazing.
I have not. Well, I've read parts of those, but not all of them.
Yeah.
I have read Paradise Lost.
It's a tough. They're tough. They took me forever. They're not super long, but they're very dense and tough. And then there's Don Quixote that Katri suggested, and I've also been interested in Don Quixote. And then there's The Call of the Wild, and also Picture of Dorian Gray, and then Treasure Island, The Lost World, The Prince and the Pauper. The Iliad and Odyssey are good. I just remembered I have Paradise Lost. I'm very that one though.
I've read Paradise Lost myself.
By an English teacher I had. Is it good?
It was good. I had to read it in college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh says, thanks, Lucy. Now I have a phobia of dying without reading all the classics. Whatever I can do for you, Josh.
I mean, I've read Rebecca. I've read Jane Eyre. I've read Wuthering Heights.
I have Rebecca on my shelf. I haven't read that one yet. I didn't know that was a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
It's considered a classic?
Yeah, it's anything over a certain amount of years old is a classic.
Oh, I had never.
If we're still talking about it, it's a classic.
I had never even heard about it until I joined Christian BookTube.
Daphne du Maurier or what? Du Maurier?
Yeah. Got it right here. This one?
Yep. That's the exact copy I have.
Yep. Yeah, I have a lot of books on my shelf that I need to either read or unhaul because they were from when I was living a less convicted life.
Mm-hmm. I get it.
Someone told me about it, but I haven't read them.
It's dense, Joshua. It's so dense, Josh. It's, you got to be in the right headspace for it. It's just old English,
Yeah.
poetry, and you got to like poetry.
JP says, I wasn't a fan of The Call of the Wild, but I was also in 8th grade.
Yeah,
when
that's when
Treasure
our
Island is
kids
so
read it.
good. You have to read that. Same with The Prince and the Pauper. I recommend Prince and the Pauper over Tom Sawyer, but I think I'm in the unpopular opinion with that one.
I have actually not read Call of the Wild all the way through. I don't think.
Oh,
I've seen the movie, but I've not read the Call of the Wild all the way through.
the newer adaptation with Harrison Ford is awful. It's awful.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I love the book so much. Take a break from the Wheel of Time series with one of those. Yes, please. Read the Count of Monte Cristo so that you and Jamie can trade notes.
Mm.
Just started it, Joshua. Huck Finn, also Tom Sawyer, but it wouldn't surprise me if I also enjoyed Prince and the Pauper. I really liked Huck Finn as well.
I've started them, but I never read them all the way through.
Huck Finn is a tough read too because of it's written in the Southern dialect, it's
That part would probably not bother me.
Crime and Punishment.
Mhm.
Hannah's here. Just hopping in to say hi. Been in a huge
Hello.
slump lately that I'm just trying to ride out, so I won't be reading tonight. Well, thank you for at least saying hi.
Yeah, glad you
Good to
did.
see you. Hello, Lucy and Jamie from the Spooky Library. She's sprint hopping to show all the love. Popped in to boop the like button. Not reading at the moment. Watching the new episode of the Hubby and I's current show. What is your current show? I would love to know.
Yeah.
And is there a name that you would like us to call you, or do you just want to be called the Spooky Library? Thank you for stopping in. I assume you came from Cat Spritz.
Christy!
Christy's here! I finished my chapters in The Death Cure. Yay! She's buddy reading that with my hubby.
What'd you think about The Death Cure? I don't know if I got that far in that series. I kind of gave it up after a couple of the books. Got
Steve's
bored.
being very stubborn. He wants to finish it. Got my chapters in Ariadne done. Yay! Reading reminder, make sure to hydrate, stretch, show some love to the like and share button. Like this video, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content like this.
We like you.
I love that. Thank you, girl. That's awesome. Read more of the Fires of Heaven. I'm at 35% now, which is not too bad. Probably switch to my college work next sprint. Read a chapter in Pride and Prejudice and then started editing my video.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, Katrie.
Love me some Pride and Prejudice.
I like having at least 45 minutes. Okay, good to know. Cece likes the longer sprints also. Micah! Did you enjoy your repast? What?
His supper.
Oh,
He's using Old English on us.
I read some of Game of Hearts by Joanna Barker.
I like that book.
Girly Squeal.
Yeah,
Christy, I love you. 45 works. Only read 1.5 chapters in The Death Cure. But you also were distracted because I came down and we ate supper together and we had a little conversation. So, but I think I do like the longer sprints. I just feel like I get more done.
You get more done because you can get into what you're reading. You don't.
Huh? Yeah. What classifies a classic? I heard it was 100 years or more.
I think it's 20, isn't it? 25 years? I think there's different definitions. Some people say.
Ben's here!
Ben!
Benny!
Where have you been?
Hi, Benny! All the dudes are here tonight. This is so happy. So Josh is here. My hubby Steve is here.
Ben meet Josh. Josh meet Ben.
And Ben meet Micah. Micah meet Ben.
Micah.
It's nice to see you all. We were literally just like, I wonder where Ben is tonight, or if he'll be in here, or what's going on.
Josh,
Ben,
I
are you
want
still-
to read the Pilgrim's Progress. At least I've got a modern version and the old version. I need to read both of them.
Ben, are you still reading Francine Rivers? I really want to know your feedback on it because I've literally never heard about a dude that read Francine Rivers. So I'm very curious
My dad read Redeeming Love
of your thoughts.
and loved it.
Oh my gosh, but he says, I'm doing dishes right now, but I'll work my way over to books soon, hopefully.
I remember when I first picked up Redeeming Love and read it. This was way back because my dad's been dead 22 years, but he picked it up. It was sitting in the living room on the floor, and he said, "My goodness, what are you reading?" Because he picked up and read to the worst scene in the whole book.
Oh no!
And then the next thing I know, he had picked it up and read the whole book and loved it.
Yeah,
and I think my good friends, who's a pastor, a good friend of ours, tried to get him to read the Mark of the Lion series, but I don't think he ever did.
I think that's the one that Ben's reading currently.
Yeah. Gary tried to tell my daddy that he should read the Mark of the Lion, that he would love it, but I don't know if he ever got it read before he died.
Is Gary your hubby?
No, Gary was the pastor friend of ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your hubby's name again?
David.
David. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel pretty confident after reading The Pilgrim's Progress when it comes to the Queen's English, but we'll see. And Celestia says, I've only seen an old Call of the Wild movie.
I think I've only seen the new one, but I've heard it's not the best representation.
And saying hi to Steve. Micah says, yes, Josh, it was everything I hoped.
Mm-hmm.
What did you have? You should tell us what you had, Micah, to eat. Hoping to get to the Maze Runner series this year. Also, Micah and Ben, I think you missed the question before we sprinted, but that is, what are 5 classics that you want to read before you die? And apparently that question gave Josh a phobia of dying before he reads all the classics. So, Josh says, Steve, how close are you to finishing the desk here? Once it gets close enough to the end, I didn't really stop until it was done completely. Does that mean it was good? At Candlewick Library. I remember really liking Crime and Punishment in high school. I plan to reread it this year, and I'm wondering what I'll think this time around.
This on the internet says it appears that 25 to 50 years is what it takes for a book to be considered a classic. So I guess it just depends on the book.
Yeah. I'm enjoying it, Jamie, Celestia says. As classics go, I read one Robert Frost book last month, and now I'm on another.
Classic poetry.
It looks like I'll do at least one American poet book a month to balance out my palette.
Today, on the Quiz Bowl tournament we were watching, they did one of the questions had to do with Robert Frost. It was in a poem I recognized, but I should have realized from the name of it that it was a Robert. It wasn't one I recognized, that it's still from the title. I should have recognized it being a Robert Frost, just the way it was titled. And then there was a whole round of questions on one of the tournaments that was Harry Potter, and I was so proud of myself. I was like, dang, let me go do this one. I could pass every one of these questions.
Nice. Stacey, look at my new straw topper. The pineapple. Isn't it cute?
Cute.
I got it at the Max, and then my mug has a husky on it.
Cute bottle, but that would be illegal at our school. They have to have clear water bottles.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's D'Artagnan. All the cast is
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually loving the books. I've seen all the movies. Do you like the movies or the books better, Steve, thus far?
I haven't, Jamie. I haven't seen the.
I saw the
I saw the old movie
with Neil Patrick Harris. Or is that the TV show?
I saw an old one. It's been a long time ago, probably.
Whatever one has Neil Patrick Harris in it, I saw. That was pretty good.
And I've read one book.
I have the first like 3 books, I think.
What are we saying yes to? Or is she talking to me? Or
She's saying yes to the unfortunate events, I think.
oh yeah.
Oh, Micah, you read the Mark of the Lion series? Was it good? Like, what did you think? And I read the Old English version, had to reread some parts, but I really enjoyed the work I put in to understand it. Hard to say which part I enjoyed the most.
That's cool. Josh, when I was in school, one of my teachers read us Little Pilgrim's Progress. It was probably the same teacher that read me Little House in the Big Woods because that teacher was the one that I credit with my love of reading. Like 4th grade teacher.
Gotcha. Does anyone remember that episode of Adventure in Odyssey where Tom tried reading Pilgrim's Progress to Wit and he had trouble with the Elizabethan English?
I don't, but I guarantee you my nephew and niece would, because they were all about Adventures in Odyssey.
I never watched it. I know I'm going to get so much hate
They
now.
listen to it on the radio or on tapes or CDs.
It's so good, though. Cece and I are at chapters 27 through 29. So good. It was the first show Josh and I watched together. We love it. They did quite well.
Good.
Is that the Neil Patrick Harris one, y'all?
I don't know. I don't have Netflix, so I don't watch any. Of course, I don't really watch movies anyway.
See, Josh, that's in unpopular book tag or unpopular opinions book tag. There's a question that says, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie. But what is a movie that you thought was done better than the books? And almost every single video that I've watched of people doing that tag, they say The Maze Runner. So I'm just really curious what Steve's going to think.
I don't know.
In addition
I saw the movie, but I don't know that I would think it was better than the book.
Yeah. In addition to Steve just being a movie buff in general, like, is he going to say he likes the movie better, or is he going to say the books are better? I don't know. Katrie remembers that, Ben. I loved Adventures in Odyssey. Steve saying hi to Ben. Okay, sorry. I lighted on a certain place where was a den. Where was a den? No offense, Wit, but this writer needs to learn something about English. So I'll be glad to tell him, Tom.
Oh, goodness.
27 to 29 give me 3 days, but also not really, because I have over 1,000 pages left of The Fires of Heaven.
Oh, goodness. Last week we were quoting VeggieTales. This week we might be quoting Wit. Our childhood.
25 years is not much for a classic.
But I've heard that. In fact, some people consider 20 years a classic.
That's crazy.
And I think it depends on the book, you know.
An uncultured swine.
I will be back. I'm going to run get a charge cord for my iPad.
Okay. Actually, A Voice in the Wind was another high school favorite. It was actually required reading freshman year at my Christian school. It really expanded my horizons as far as what I was willing to read. I wish they'd make an official definition for it. When research, it seems 50 years or 120 plus was a modern classic, but then I heard all different things from everyone. 3 days, Josh? I know, it's so cute. I'm obsessed. It's so cute. Oh, I have to show you guys this mug too that Steve got me for our first Valentine's. You're gonna want to read it. It's so cute.
Oh, cute. Love it.
You gave it to me our first Valentine.
Still wear it.
It holds my bookmarks.
And for those who didn't hear my story about the Christmas sweatshirt, we're having an undercover spirit day at work this week, spirit week at work this week, where the teachers dress up and don't tell the kids today was Christmas shirt day. Just FYI.
As far as the question goes, I hope to read every published work of Tolkien that is available.
That's a fair.
Why can't we just define what a classic is? 3 days to catch up to you in Count of Monte Cristo is what I was talking about, Steve. My bad.
I'm on what page am I on? I just finished chapter. I'm on chapter 9. I just finished chapter 8, so I'm on 83.
Tried watching it, but I couldn't get into it. That the series of unfortunate events. Cece. Neil Patrick Harris is the TV show. The movie is Jim Carrey.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's the one I saw. Now that you mention it.
Beloved is here. Hi, honey. How are ya?
How are you?
It was quite a few years ago now, but I remember liking it back then. I assume he's talking about the Mark the Lion. Hey, beloved. Welcome in, girl. I've never either. Jamie, you're not alone.
Well, I've heard more, like I said, on the radio than I ever watched of Adventures in the Odyssey, even though there is a show.
Thought about buying a little kid's version of it. Saw one at Mardell's that looked fun.
Are you talking about
Count of Monte Cristo?
Monte Cristo? Yes, the radio show is what my niece and nephew used to watch, and they had the cassettes, or listen to, and they had the cassettes. So,
gotcha. I did
from Focus on the Family.
See that many Adventures in Odyssey. I'm assuming he said didn't, but we had a Christmas one that we watched every year when I was a kid. How far are you in Count of Monte Cristo? Hi, beloved. Oh yeah, I meant didn't. Josh, I'm
on page 84.
I am
somebody
not buddy reading this with Jamie, but I am on page 774. Can anybody tell me what this new Roman numeral is?
Not me.
But that is where I'm at. But I've also been reading this since March of 24. So
have y'all, Josh and Katrie, y'all might know where this is. This is at the Focus on the Family place in Colorado Springs. This is Wits End at the Focus on the Family place in Colorado Springs from that show.
Whitney's here. Is everyone saying hi to Whitney? I've seen that Netflix series. Also, I think I like the first book better than the movie. I like the movie better than the second book, and so far liking the third book over the movie. Oh, interesting. I'm reading 26 Below by Kimberly Woodhouse tonight.
I want to read that. I have not yet.
I haven't read any Kimberly Woodhouse.
Me neither. I haven't read any Kimberly Woodhouse.
Reading A Count of Monte Cristo right now. Then I've got a fantasy book I'm reading, and then I've got like 5 books I'm reading for college. Hi, Whitney. Oh yeah, and Jamie says hi to Whitney too. The joke was that I was going to read fast enough to finish the fantasy book and start on the count and catch up in 3 days. It was a joke, though.
He might catch me, though. I'm not very far.
I still need to read the second Mistborn book.
Oh, Lord.
Have you read any Brandon Sanderson?
I've read a kid's Brandon Sanderson, and that is all.
Okay. I'll likely take a break and read something else. I'm on book 5 of 15 of the Wheel of Time. Josh,
Mhm.
that's crazy. Micah, Josh is reading the Wheel of Time series by Robert Jordan, and he is on book 5. K-True says, I don't believe we've heard of that place.
It's the focus of on the family headquarters there in Colorado Springs, which, Focus on the Family is a big Christian organization, and they've got the whole, it's really cool. Your kids, there's a whole basement area where they have the whole wits in, and there's a big old slide the kids can slide down. It's cool.
That sounds really cool. Unless it's Narnia, Percy Jackson, or Harry Potter, since I've read those series at least once a year. Over 1,000 volumes is still a lot, though, Ben, even if it's manga. Is that Roman numeral 72? It was hard to see. I don't know. It's LXXII. What is L? Is that 50?
Girl, don't get me to line. I lose it after 10.
That's 50, 60, 72. That would be 72 then, because X is 2. So then,
No,
I'm on chapter 72.
X is 10, right?
Yeah. L is 50. Okay. Read the first 3 of the Stormlight Archive and then haven't read any more, finding out he was Mormon and changing his mind about putting gay homosexual stuff in his books.
Yeah. You should check them out. Y'all would enjoy taking your kids there. They're a very good family organization.
He's heading off to bed soon, but wanted to come say hi. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Thanks for stopping in.
I have 2, Micah.
That's 72. It's 50. 50, 2020. It's impressive. Josh, Wheel of Time is just massive. That is indeed 72 in Roman numerals. Good job, Cece. Woohoo, Cece! Super Bowl 61. Sometimes, especially when there's characters taking the POV that I just don't feel that concerned about, but has been engaging besides that. What's the Super Bowl? Which character was your favorite from Eye of the World? That has to be Jamaica.
Yeah, y'all talking about stuff I don't know there.
I could live with knowing that Brando Sando is Mormon. Brando Sando. Ben. Yes. I don't want to read about sin.
Yeah, me neither.
Brando Sando. We're gonna forget over that.
Ben cracks me up with the stuff he comes up with.
Between Perrin and I don't even want to attempt to say those names. I thought you said you didn't like any of the characters, Micah. Josh is an ex-Mormon. Why did I have so much trouble saying Josh? Josh. Josh is an ex-Mormon. hence why he's more hesitant on that matter, Ben. And he's a little more sensitive to it as well. I've liked him a lot so far. Okay. Didn't realize there was a personal reason there. Sorry, Josh. I don't want to spoil too much, but he's also been my favorite. Just don't call me Bean. Because that's how they say Ben in Canada, right? What have I been doing? The least terrible characters, Cece says. Have you Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson? See, when another guy and friend asks, that's when he gets the favorite characters. That's rude. In the audiobook, because it was narrated really well. Gotcha. Okay, here we go with Lord of the Rings talk.
Aragorn. Now that I know.
All good, Ben. Don't expect you to know everything about me immediately. LOL. Josh, I was telling the ladies the other night that it would be hilarious if you and Steve and Micah and Ben all did a live together.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny.
It would be fun. It would be hilarious. I would watch that. It would be one of the most unproductive sprints, probably.
But it'd be hysterical.
It would be amazing, entertainment-wise.
Be like dad joke city.
In the UK, too, I have to talk to my ESL students all the time about difference between British and American accents. And Jamie, I have not. What's it about? And K3 says, can they please? The only thing, K3, is you and I would have to really dial back our need to be in control all the time, and we just have to let the guys do their thing. Like, stay off camera and everything. It's the bros. I'd have to use Lucy's channel. You can use my channel. You do not get stage fright, Josh. You're so full of crap. You are so full of crap.
You better get over that if you're going to be a preacher.
Yeah, exactly. You better get over that if you're going to be a preacher.
I'm joking.
I played an interview with Dan Stevens after an interview with Simone Biles. I had to play the Dan Stevens interview twice because they had a hard time understanding British accents.
Yes, that I get.
Oh, yes, I think I'll be busy enough laughing at them the whole time. So, oh my gosh, it'd be so funny. You guys should schedule that.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah. I love how Micah has not said a word since I suggested that. Just have a Legolas or Lord avatar above your name.
I don't know him to be all that camera shy.
I don't think he is either. Every time we've done like double date sprints or like Katrie and I have done sprints, he just hops on. You're so full of crap, Josh. It's another fantasy novel. It's the first book of Malazan Book of the Fallen series. I don't really know what it's about. I have it on my TBR, but hesitant about reading it. Does take the sidelines. You have tried to talk more than me when I get on sports. Exactly.
That's the game.
Exactly. No comment from Micah. Stacey. Micah's just pondering. I'm not great on the spot. You have probably the most experience with sprints, though, Micah. You're the most seasoned of
his
the
video about trying to find a book to read, a rom-com.
That was funny.
That was hysterical, I have to say. That tickled me so much.
It was, but to be fair, he picked a crappy rom-com to read.
He pretty much, yes, he did.
He picked a terrible romance novel to read.
But just the video and the whole, it was hilarious.
Yeah, the whole section where he Where he was in the library. That whole scene was hilarious.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. On the floor laughing right now, probably. I've been outed, exposed.
Pretty much.
Like, you're not stage fright if you're going into pastoral work, honey.
Micah, probably. CC, probably so.
I'm trying to think of a way to get out of this. See, Micah, this is why we'd script it. Just be reading your lines. Pinky, are you pondering what I'm pondering? Well, I think so, Brain. But if we didn't have ears, we'd look less like weasels.
Oh gosh. Oh my
You need to pick better rom-coms next time, Micah. Excellent idea, Josh.
You need to let us pick your rom-coms.
Yes, 100%. I don't think that there are any rom-coms he would like.
No. I would probably pick a romantasy or
just
something.
a really good romance. And
like a romance.
The Becky Wade one was not.
Yeah.
Was not a.
Yeah, I don't. Becky Wade series I've read, I haven't been. I agree with that, Joshua.
Okay, but introverts and being shy do not equal the same thing. Because introverted means you get your energy from being alone. Shy means that you're afraid of, or you don't like being around people, or you're like scared to talk. You're shy. So introverted versus extroverted. So like a pastor can be introverted but still be comfortable around people. They just need to be by themselves to recharge. To do cartoon voices. Micah says we just have to pick some good topics ahead of time.
Well,
don't love that book when I read it, and I like romance. I think I liked it, but I had some issues with it. There were a couple of problematic things in that book. A couple of things that I just couldn't get over. Since when, Micah? You're always like, oh, spontaneous, spur of the moment. Blah, blah, blah. Great teachers and our teachers don't have to be extroverts to communicate well. They just need to know how to make their points.
I agree with that.
A way to reach others.
I
Jamie,
agree with that.
are you more of an introvert or more of an extrovert?
I would have said years ago, I would have told you I was an extrovert. Now I would say I'm probably an ambivert. I need that. I need some time to. I definitely need recharge time now.
Yeah.
And there are some times when I just go into sensory overload after being peopling all week.
Yeah. The more research I do on the subject, the more I'm learning that I am definitely an ambivert, which is a combination of the two.
Mm-hmm. I have times of both.
I equally get energy from being around people, but there are certain situations where it drains me to be around people. So.
But yeah. After years and years of being by myself, and I don't, I was a long time getting married, and after all my friends were married and all that, so I spent a lot of time by myself, and then I married a guy that was gone all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I spent lots of time by myself. So I learned to be by myself. Mm-hmm. And then I grew up, even though I was not an only child, I grew up sort of like an only child because my siblings were 14 and 12 years older than me. So I kind of grew up like an only child. So all my life, I've had lots of alone time. So even though I loved people and I've always been around people a lot, I've always had that recharge time. And so I really feel like I'd be, and then I don't have a thyroid anymore. And my thyroid, I've had I had half my thyroid removed, then they took out the other half 4 years later. So I feel like that really messed with my personality, and things that used to bother me or used to not bother me more now than
I
wise, especially.
I definitely find that being in bigger groups of people tend to drain me a lot more than if I'm just like grabbing dinner with my bestie or, you know, just hanging with a few people. But like going to church is absolutely exhausting to me. It drains me so much.
Sometimes it
Because
absolutely does.
it's so many people and so, yeah. And work, being around customers and
I think that's why I
associates
enjoy my small
all
school
day
now.
is exhausting as well. And yeah. So, and I definitely noticed that when I'm sprinting, the more people I have live with me, the more drained I am at the end of the sprint.
And
Whereas
that
this,
makes sense. Yeah.
like this, just you and me, it's not necessarily giving me energy, but it's not draining me as much as if like everyone were here. Do you know what I'm saying?
I get it, because you're not having to coordinate all of that. It's less to coordinate.
Conversations and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm both. I get my energy both ways. And I'm drained both ways. Sometimes being by myself is very depressing and sad and lonely, but
And I spend a lot of time on social media, except for this week. I banned myself off social media, except for checking messages and stuff. But I, because I've spent so much alone time, you know, so that's one reason I.
Yeah. Steve is 100% an introvert, and my mom always jokes, my family always jokes about how Steve didn't know what he was getting into marrying an extrovert, because
there
was a point in my life when I was probably exclusively an extrovert. In high school, I was very much an introvert. In high school, I was an introvert. When I got to college, I would say I kind of shifted gears and became more of an extrovert. But now as I get older, I'm a little of both.
Yeah.
Definitely not shy. I'm not shy at all.
I think my husband's very much, sometimes I would tell you he was an extrovert. Sometimes I would tell you he's an introvert. It just depends on the day. He's a homebody for sure. He likes, but I think that's from years of working away from home and being gone all the time. He wants to be at home.
Yeah. There are these too. You guys could talk about the things on these cards.
Yeah, that's true.
That way it's not quite so impromptu or.
Jamie, I've only read that one series of her that the new one just came out in. So the Rocky Road one.
Oh, the Sons of Scandal.
Sons of Scandal. And I will read that last book, but I'm not a huge fan of hers.
We need the men to sprint. Yes. Yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Jay. Play Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Grandma Susan. Hey, Grandma. We should probably sprint again. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah, because it'll be soon time for me to go to bed or get ready to go to bed.
So,
mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not going to get caught up. Okay, I'm not going to get caught up right now. So we will star this one. And everyone said they liked the 45. Should we do another 45 or do you want to do a half an hour?
It's up to you. Like I said, about 10 o'clock be about the latest I can go because then I'll have to get ready for bed. So
Okay, well, let's just sprint to 9:30.
yeah, let's do that. That's probably a good
Are you
idea.
good? And then we have a half hour to kind of like
Yeah,
catch up on comments and say goodnight.
that's probably a good idea.
Okay, so let's go to 30.
Okay.
So that's like 40 minutes, I think.
Yep, that sounds good.
Will that be okay, Micah? I know it's not 45, but
Close. It's 40.
okay. So I will add the ambiance. We will add the music. And arithmetic, organizing, whatever you're doing. God bless y'all. Love you.
It's time to earn double points when you get treated with Juvederm filler and Botox Cosmetic at the same visit. Terms and conditions apply.
That was 45 minutes. 40 minutes. You're muted. How'd you do?
I read a little bit and I updated my February chart. I think I'm going to have enough books to use a different book for every prompt.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
All
That's amazing.
and all fairy tale retellings too.
That's awesome. Cool. I read another chapter in Hunted, so I'm through chapter 3, and
Now, Hunted is a fairy tale retelling, right?
yeah, it's Beating the Beast.
Okay.
It's pretty gritty. I wouldn't say gritty. That's a poor choice of words. It's not lighthearted. That's the best way to put it. It's a little dark.
I read a really dark Catholic-inspired retelling of Cinderella this last week, and I ended up only rating it like 2 stars. I don't know if the lady lives in Louisiana. It got some kind of Louisiana Catholic Fiction Award or Louisiana Award. It's called Cinderalia.
Oh.
It was kind of a pretty book. I mean, that's what caught my attention. But I don't know who, like where, how it caught my attention. Can you see it?
Oh, that is beautiful.
But it's kind of dark.
Okay.
And I don't know. There were things about it, and I was like, I rated it 2 stars. So I wasn't super sold on it.
I'm so behind on my videos. Like, I'm still editing my January wrap up and my Valentine's vlog. I was being so productive. I double filmed. Like, I batch filmed. I filmed 2 videos. I was like, I'm going to have 2 videos next week.
And that's what's keeping me from doing that YouTube channel. Oh gosh.
I'm just so behind. So, okay. Well, how did everyone do in the comments? Ben says, how do I play Tom? Just yell all the time like a piano is landing on my tail.
Mm-hmm.
Josh says, yeah, Ben, I guess. Didn't think that one through. Micah saying hi to Grandma Susan. Jamie's laughing at Ben. Grandma Susan says, hi, Micah. Steve's also saying hi to Grandma. Katrie says, it sounds like lots of miming. How good is your acting along with the voices? Grandma says, hi, Steve. Jamie and Grandma said hello. And Ben says, as long as it isn't Snoopy, then I just be stuck with various dog noises. Grandma Susan says, I never know what I'm getting into when I join sprints late.
It's always a gamble.
Yep. It's a conversation roulette.
Yep.
Ooh, that would be fun for the boys. Do a wheel with different topics and then spin it. Whatever it lands on, that's the topic they have to talk about for like 10 minutes or something like that. That would be hilarious. I love that. Lucy, speaking takes prep activities are spontaneous. Whatever, Micah. Or however it's spelled. I'm an extrovert most of the time, but when I have to be around negative people, I get drained. My boss is a negative person. Also hate huge crowds. Yes.
I hate negativity.
I
hate
it's
it
so draining.
It's so draining. So very draining.
Like, shopping doesn't bother me, but going to a concert drains me. I hate shopping too. I'm actually an ambivert, Ben says. I won't always know which crowd drains me or which crowd energizes me unless I have an idea of who's there or what kind of people are there.
For the most part, church is my, I go to church and I'm fine. And then one time, I don't know if you guys know anything about Pentecostal churches. So Pentecostal churches can be loud and scary sometimes for somebody who is not raised Pentecostal. My husband, they make him slightly nervous because he's Baptist. And
Baptist churches get loud too, though. There's a lot of amens. Amen.
yeah, not his churches.
Oh, okay.
Not these Southern Baptist churches down here. At least the ones he is, he goes to. And so he loves to come. He loves our music, but it is loud. We do it. It's too loud. It doesn't have to be as loud as it is. And it's sometimes I can't deal with the sensory overload.
Yeah.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
And there is nothing wrong with it. I don't find out any fault with it. I just personally can't deal with the sensory.
Yeah.
And I'll have to go.
Understandable. I hear those lips a flapping, Micah. You'll get your script. Topics are interesting enough, though. I should be good to go. How's that reading going, y'all?
I read a few more pages.
Get little man to bed. Thanks for the sprints. Good night.
Good night, Jay.
Micah says night, Jamie. Lester says night, Jay. Oh, is she going by Jay because there are two Jamies?
Yes.
Yes. You'd been at sprints last week, Micah. You'd have known this. Just kidding. Let's get done with the Bible study I host. I'm so excited to see you're still on. Hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kelly. What you doing in your Bible study right now?
Yeah, what are you reading in your Bible study? Tell us. We want to know. Micah says Botox just killed my flow of inspiration. The commercial. The ad jump scare. Your lines will just disappear with Botox. About half the dishes are done now. One chapter is read, Ben said. Good job. What are you reading? Ben, did you tell us what you're reading? Started reading Chords of Green and Gold by Sarah.
Oh, that sounds like a good one, Celestia.
Better Botox than Roblox, am I right? Oh, Ben, it's good to have you in sprints tonight. Getting your planner in order, that's good. One chapter read of An Elegant Facade. Another 2% of the Fires of Heaven, and a section about calculating the prospects of stock and whether you should purchase it. And also about the different types of stock markets and stock brokers. Watched the newest episode of the hubby and I's current show and did my budget. I don't do wheels. Shapes without clear sides scare me.
Okay.
Personally, Josh, I think you should embrace the wheels. Haven't you heard anybody say, I wish you wheel? Nice. That's a wheel, and we need to set a timer so we can stop them jabbering too long on one subject.
I feel this sounds like a one of those speech classes where you give them a topic and they have to talk on it for 2 or 3 minutes. What, impromptu speaking?
Ben says, as a Presbyterian Baptist chair, Kara's Paleon. I resent that remark. I finished editing my video. Josh says, Gazoon type Ben, because of the Presbyterian Baptist. Micah, are you sure the Botox didn't just make your inspiration better looking? Holly says, we're studying the book of Mark. Our goal is to get through the entire New Testament this year. It's about 5 chapters a week.
Good.
Nice.
Still in 1 Corinthians right now.
You are?
Yeah.
In your Bible study?
In my personal Bible study.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I decided instead of doing the whole Bible in a year, which is what I've done for the last 8 or so years, that I was going to really focus in on some books of the Bible. I started with Romans, last month. This month I focused in on 1 Corinthians.
Mm.
So,
Nice. Steve and I just worked our way through Titus. Just kind of like doing it a little bit at a time. It's just one of the smallest books in the Bible, but we really wanted to like deep dive into it. It's so good.
yeah.
What is everyone reading currently in the Bible? Is anyone studying, whether in church or in a Bible study or just on your own?
Like I said, Corinthians and Psalms. I'm doing a Psalm a day along with Corinthians.
I want to get through. There are 3 prophets that I want to read this year that I haven't read before. Those are Joel, Amos, and Obadiah, I believe, are the 3 that I wrote down. And then 3 books in the New Testament that I hadn't read before are Titus, Jude, and Philemon. All 3 of them are like,
Those are all very short.
yeah. Yep.
I'm also reading the Amplified version of the Bible this year, which is interesting because it defines words for you and gives you references to other scriptures. So it's really cool.
That's cool.
There's nothing wrong with that, Josh.
Yeah. 1 Corinthians and Genesis currently. Nice. Micah is halfway through Numbers. Obadiah is one of the more interesting minor prophets for Ben. We're in Genesis. At home, we're reading Proverbs, and one day I'll finish Isaiah. Nice. Psalms and almost done with Genesis. Nice. Finished Joshua a while back, started Colossians, and then I'm just reading the Old Testament chronologically. And I'm
Colossians
reading
is so good.
Gospel of Luke as part of my Gospels rotation. Nice. That's awesome. Well, how's everyone doing? Current sermon series is on 1 Samuel. Nice. We're currently studying Revelation at our church.
John the Revelator.
Your church just finished Matthew. Yeah, the couple of sermons that we were there for. You were in Matthew, Micah, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. Do you know what you guys are going to be starting next?
Throwing them at the city of God.
I still can't remember what I was going to ask that last time. It has escaped me. Okay, fair, Micah. That's fair. I think we're going to be in Revelation forever because we're on the 23rd week. Well, we were on the 23rd week last week, I believe. Yeah, we were on week 23 last week, and that was Revelation 13, the last half. So we still got a ways to go, I think.
Yeah, but those last few chapters don't take so long in Revelation.
Yeah.
Move fast.
15, 16, 17, 18. There's 9 chapters left, so.
I sometimes wished our pastor would go, do sermon series through books. We don't generally do that. I wish we would.
Yeah, that's one of the things that we look for in a church is the expository preaching as opposed to the topical.
At least on Wednesday night Bible study, I wished we would do that more.
Yeah. 2024. Yeah. Finish the chapters in the desk here. Good job, babe. Well, Jamie's got to go to bed in like 15 minutes.
Yeah,
so-
or get ready for bed anyway. One more day.
Revelation
One
is
more
one of my
day.
books. Yes. Since through topical series. It's part of the reason we are doing the Bible study that we are now.
Oh.
Yeah. Takes us forever too, Cece. We've been in Revelation for a hot minute since our pretty much our first venture out to La Crosse, I think. Since like June or July. August, maybe. Yeah, we've been in there for a while, so. Here, we can do one of these word teasers before we call it a night. So, let me look at the question though. This is hard because we don't really have the same group.
Okay. I don't remember anyway.
I don't know. Okay, make hay while the sun shines. Have you ever heard of that? I haven't heard of that before.
Make hay while the sun shines, yes. That we say that down here.
Meaning take advantage of favorable circumstances. Origin. This idiom comes from the fact that the best time to cut grass or alfalfa is in the summer when it's hot. If it rains and the hay gets wet, then the crop isn't worth as much.
That's right.
Is your motto usually make hay while the sun shines or hit the hay? Hit the hay.
It depends on the moment. Right now, it's hit the hay.
Yes.
Or it will be soon.
Make hay while the sun shines.
It's not one I hear often, but it is said down here.
Thanks, Cece. Nope, I honestly don't think we got all the way through Genesis when we were going through that. I read to chapter 30. Expository preaching is something I never heard of growing up. The concept of preaching through a book of the Bible or of our scripture was just foreign. Usually was just purely topical.
And truly, it was kind of that way even at my church. Even though Wednesday night was more about Bible study, where Sunday and Sunday night were more about evangelistic style preaching.
Dara Saved was the first real exposure. Honestly, I have the hardest time with it ever since. St. Augustine reminds me of a Need to Breathe song. Hardest time going back to topical, I should say. Yeah.
Well, and it's very important to a new believer. And we've made this statement at our church several times to our pastor and to our leadership. We need that teaching in the church. Mm-hmm. Somewhere they need to be getting those new church teachings.
Yeah.
You've got to feed the babies, you know?
Yeah. I just feel like if they're only doing topical, sometimes I feel like it's an easy way for them to avoid some of the harder parts of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're picking and choosing.
They're afraid they're going to hurt somebody's feelings sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. That's my only issue with it. I feel like it's, at least that's been my experience with preachers that only do topical preaching. Yeah. I don't know how to explain it.
No, I agree. Totally 100% agree.
Micah says, I prefer expository, but I've also heard some great topical sermons that have really hit home.
I think, that's why I think you need a mix of both. Like a Wednesday night Bible study that kind of goes, expository through the books of the Bible. And then that evangelistic style preaching on Sundays. I mean, at least that's what I think it should be. Of course, not every church I know has 3 services anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We still do.
Yeah. Micah says, I forgot the name of the song. Gotta make hay while the sun is shining. Can't waste time when it comes time to dance. That was the lyric.
Oh, really?
Some of my study materials I've read have good insight about it. Is that if a pastor picks and chooses what he'll preach about, the church only gets discipled to the preacher's level. Very true.
I think you're right.
Can't remember that one. But with expository, it makes everyone, including the pastor, grow and conform to the word, even with those challenging passages, like you said, Lucy.
Josh, that's good stuff.
Yeah. You're going to be such a good pastor, buddy. You're going to be like the fire and brimstone, aren't you?
I screenshotted
we're
that.
on camera, so you could
remember
close us in prayer tonight, Joshua. Something like that. I'm really embarrassed to say that I don't think I know who Need to Breathe is.
I've heard of them, but
I've heard of them, but I don't know if I could
one.
identify their songs if I heard them on the radio. Maybe I could. I don't know, but that's very embarrassing.
Well,
so should I say a quick prayer and then we can
probably, because I think I'm gonna have to go get ready for bed, get my pajamas ready for work tomorrow.
Oh, is it pajama day tomorrow?
Yes, that's our theme for Secret Spirit Week tomorrow.
Cool.
We wore solid black on Monday. If I didn't say that messed the kids up. That was the best one. They were so messed up with all the teachers in solid black.
Was it just is this just for the teachers?
Yes,
or are the kids supposed to
and we're not telling the kids what's going on and stuff.
Oh.
It's so fun.
I love that. Well, awesome, God. Thank you so much for this day. You are so good, and we praise and we honor you, and we thank you for all the blessings you've bestowed on us. I thank you so much for this community, these friends, these brothers and sisters. It's so encouraging to be part of a community that is here to serve you and to serve the other people in the community. God, I pray that as we go our separate ways, you would bless us, you would be with us, and that we would all get a restful sleep, productive sleep. We'd wake up tomorrow ready to face another day. As I always say in every prayer, or at least I try to, if there's anyone that came in here tonight that does not know you, Lord, I pray that a seed was planted and that you would really use this platform, this media here, to reach the lost. That is my goal. I do think that's our goal as a whole here in Christian BookTube.
Amen.
But, my heart cry is that the name of Jesus would be proclaimed, and
Amen.
souls would be reached, the lost would be found, the broken would be made whole through the mighty name of Jesus. We love you, and we ask all these things in your amazing name. Amen.
And let me add, in Jesus' name, touch and bless Lucy and Steve for hosting this. In your name. Amen.
Thank you. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for co-hosting tonight.
Yay.
It's so fun to get to know you.
Yes, I'm enjoying it.
And I love chatting with you off BookTube too, over on Instagram. And yeah, it's just been fun. So we'll do it again. But I think right now our primary goal is to get the men sprinting.
Yes, I
That would
agree.
be
I want
so
to see-
fun.
But I can't wait for us all to get Ariadne done so we can have
Yes.
a
A
meet-
spoilery talk.
Yes.
Spoilery talk.
Have a good one.
Good night, dear. I will whiz through these comments before I end stream, but everyone say good night to Jamie.
Good night.
Bye. All right. Yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. It's just so fun. You're all such a blessing. And I love you. Love you all. Love you all. There's so many. There's so many comments. Mostly people are just saying good night. No, Micah. No. The ladies will not let you forget. You are welcome, Katri. I love you guys. Stop encouraging him in love. What? Oh, you're Bella. I forgot you guys have a dog named Bella too. Bella the dog. All right. I love you guys. God bless. Sleep well. And I will see you soon.